Alright, here in the coming weeks I plan to switch gears on my hunting rifle for hogs. What I have here on the bench is a unique caliber 30 Remington AR. This debuted from DPMS in Remington, I want to say 2012. I'll have to check.
Introducing the new 30 Remington AR, the world's first 30 caliber big game cartridge for the lightweight model R15 platform. It packs big game dropping ballistics similar to that of the venerable 308 Win in our streamlined, quick handling, easy to carry model R15 modular rifle.
It predates the Gen 2 G2 small frame 308s, and what it was is a 30 caliber round in an AR-15-esque platform. And the reason I say esque is because there's a lot of proprietary parts going on in this rifle. For one, the barrel extension is larger than AR-15. Therefore, the barrel nut and handguard are unique to the larger barrel extension hole in the upper receiver, which is formatted for an AR-15 lower, meaning the pins are an AR-15 size, as is the bolt carrier and the charging handle. So it's a hybrid. It's a little bit AR-15, a little bit AR-10. I call it Grendel's daddy or Grendel's big brother. I have a 6.5 Grendel on the right and the 30 Rem AR on the left. That's a 95 grain bullet on the Grendel and a 123 grain bullet on the Rem AR. It just has more powder capacity and shoots the higher grain 30 cal bullets above what Grendel is optimal for. So that's just a little fun thing I like to rib my Grendel buddies with, is that I shoot Grendel's daddy. It really is a quite capable cartridge. The limitation to it is magazine support and magazine capacity. So on the right is a 25 round Grendel magazine, which they double stack and feed from both sides of that magazine. On the left is a 30 Rem AR 10 round magazine. You'll see lengthwise they're almost about the same, and the 30 Rem AR is a single feed. It feeds from the left side of its magazine. They somewhat double stack within, but due to case dimensions, you can only get 10 rounds in the magazine. So it does have magazine limitations in addition to the proprietary parts. It is a 20-inch barrel that I had threaded by the folks at Lone Star Armory. Appreciate that. So it did not come with a threaded barrel, but I have a suppressor on there now. So just taking a little bit different approach the second time around with 30 Rem AR, and I hope that it shoots accurately today, has velocity where it should be, and update you on the hunts in the coming weeks and how it does in the field.
3, 2, 1.
So those were just a couple videos from some previous hunts on boars that were not team shot. So those were individual 30 RAR caliber kills. Here's a couple photos of the environment the night I'm hunting. And so in watching, I could see a couple of animals. This is with a Bering Optics Super Hogster, which does not record audio, which is why I'm narrating. But these two hogs, for about 15 minutes, they would not come into the feeder, and they were doing what I call security checks. You can see that nose just poking out of the woods, trying to figure out what the scent on the air is, and I had walked by that area, so obviously they were leery, and they did not end up coming out on that feeder. About 20 minutes later, they emerged on the other feeder on the other side of the field, and what I thought was just a bachelor boar coming in. In the next video from the IR hunter, you'll see that he actually had company. I'm going to put a yellow line out in front of the feeder where I had hand spread some corn, and that's where that other boar will end up materializing. So you see here, I'm going to do a sweep right to left to more or less check the area for any other targets before getting the gun up. And I don't see any, but here's the hunting footage. So just about 20 minutes after the first two, this third boar comes in. He's going to give us a little shake here in a second, but there's the dead number 2 hog in the foreground. There's that shake. So here's an interesting occurrence I was able to film over the course of 10-15 minutes. This small buck came in after I had downed the 3 pigs, and they'd been down a while, and he just did this circle attempting to solve the puzzle of what was going on with these boars in the feeder. There's plenty of corn on the ground, and he just would not come in. So here in a little while I get down and I remove the boars from the area. So a few hours later, it's been about 3 hours since those boars hit the dirt. This was the last animal activity for the evening. Nice buck comes in from the wood line, and being that I had gotten down from the stand and removed those boars, I was interested to see if he'd have a different reaction than that earlier buck, and he did. He walked right in and got to work feeding. So I don't know, some animals react differently than others, and the goal of this hunt was to help knock down the pig population so that these deer can feed and get ready for the deer hunters for deer season. So appreciate Silver Fox inviting me out, and now we're going to roll over to meet up with Dennis in Fort Worth at another lease for some more pig hunting. Alright, so I'm set up at a pond waiting for some pigs to come in, and using the Bering Optics Super Hogster. It's front focusable, so I just wanted to give a clip that shows what some in-close imagery looks like through this 384 resolution 12 micron system. And so that raccoon in the tree is watching these two below in a stealthy manner. And yeah, very impressed with the Super Hogster inside of 100 yards. It'll give you everything you need in terms of image quality. Just wish it had some audio capability. Alright, so after this guy gets down, we're then going to transition to about 30 minutes later. A sounder comes in, small pigs. This sow right here has my attention. She's the largest. And you got some pigs feeding or watering up over here on the watering hole. So they're not in my wind direction. Wind is right to left. I'm letting them feed, getting comfortable. Again, got my eye on the sow. What I'm doing here is looking into the woods where the wind is blowing into to make sure I'm clear of any hogs. And let's get to the hunting footage through the IR Hunter, and you'll see why that's important. Alright, I'll walk you through this next hunting clip. So 50 yards to this sounder. Wind right to left. Looking at these hogs with my rifle mounted on a tripod, so I have ultimate stability. This is probably an optimal hunting condition, both environmentally and shooting position wise. So what I'm doing is I'm watching that other pig up on the ridge, and I'm hoping he'll come down. He's as large as the sow that is mixed in with the smaller piglets, and I'd like to try for a double. So for quite a while here, I just sit and hope that he'll get a little comfortable with them feeding, but he decides he's got other things to be working on right now, such as breathing and carrying on. So this sounder is feeding nicely on some hand spread corn. I'm willing to sit here as long as I can to either line up a double or wait for that other guy to come in out of the woods. You'll see he's just being a little bit spooky back there. And so with that, I start to hear some action to my left. So I'm going to pan over, and again, the wind's blowing pretty good to this general direction, and now that I put eyes on these hogs, it completely changes my strategy. I need to go ahead and take a hog right now before these guys alert the others that they smell my scent. So I'm going to go ahead and pan back over and get to business. So a short while after dispatching that final boar on this property, this doe comes in and starts feeding nearby with relatively no acknowledgement of that dead pig. So just goes to show that each deer is unique, and you know what they fear or don't recognize, they'll respond differently. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to getting out soon and getting more hogs down.